poll for which car in my Christmas haul I should review last was much closer than I thought it would be. That poll being, of course, between the Disney Store version of George Newman and the Disney Store version of Francesco Bernoulli. I really didn't expect it to be as close as it was, but in the end, just like I thought, well, let's say George Newman, more like George now won the poll because he did, and he's today's review. I'm gonna stop. Anyway, guys, welcome back to another review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Disney Store pullback racing action George Newman. And as you can see, the Disney Store has done it again with just messing up, as George here is completely detached from the packaging. Usually the Disney Store cars are fastened in by some little things. In fact, I believe if you look closely, you just saw a piece of one of those little things just fall. I don't know what happened to this guy. He's not secured. You could just shake him around. And it's pretty unfortunate. The Disney Store's always had very bad quality control, and this is no different. This one, though, again, I got it for Christmas, but it was ordered for me online, not from the physical Disney Store, so I'd assume it was probably shaken up in the mail and was removed from the fasteners because of that, but still, it's pretty unfortunate. We're just lucky that George here was not damaged. Of course, you can see George Newman in there, pullback racing action. Got a picture of Lightning there, Jackson there, and Cruz there. Yeah, there really isn't anything too special with the Disney Store packaging. It's a shame, though, because there used to be, these cars used to be put in acrylic cases, like the Precision Series ones, but they stopped that, of course, because doing them in a plastic case would be cheaper. Alright, so we've got George open here, or rather the bottom of the box, which I just ripped through, because, again, I really don't care about saving the packaging for these, since they're all the same. But as you can see, those two little fasteners, which are very nicely in the shape of the Cars logo, they're still under there, but yeah, you can see they have been broken. Are they both broken? Yeah, they're both broken. Look at that. Assume that happened in the mail at some point, but that should mean as soon as we lift this off, George Newman will be free. There we go. And there we go. So here's George out of the package. It's very nice that he wasn't damaged at all by what happened there with him being, of course, loosened from the bottom of the packaging. Of course, he's the Disney Store's version of this guy right here, George Newman, the Next Gen Leakless. And the first difference I saw between the two of them, aside from obviously like the size and the expression, was that the Leakless logo here is much darker on the Disney Store George Newman, which is definitely interesting. I really like George's design, but I gotta say I wasn't really the biggest fan of the Leakless logo that they went with for him at first. I think it looks perfectly fine, but I don't know, it's kind of weird just how light it is, but then again, I guess it's supposed to look more realistic. Of course, Leakless is written there. He is grinning compared to the more aggravated expression of his Mattel counterpart. Of course, the Mattel version here currently only ever released in a 5-pack. I believe he goes for quite a bit online now, although, of course, he did get 2 XRS variants, the Mud Racer and the Rocket Racer. Got the air scoops down there. It's your typical details. On the side, we've got Leakless in that splatter. This time around, though, it is painted in black instead of that lighter color. We've got the 52. Unfortunately, he's missing his secondary sponsors, just like on his Mattel diecast. I thought that was an error by Mattel, but I guess not, because it's not on the Disney Store's version of George either. Also, interestingly, the logos here are far bigger than they are on the Mattel release, and I think that looks a little better because here, without the secondary sponsors, the whole side of him just looks kind of weird and barren. I will say, though, it seems the Disney Store has once again messed up, because it looks like that 52 is definitely slanted over. Let's check the other side. Yeah, pretty sure it is weirdly slanted, which is definitely unfortunate. Got the gas cap there, of course 52 up top, this sort of dripping oil effect. Got Leakless written there on the spoiler. He's got his Lightyear tires down here, very nice with that yellow detailing there for the bolts, I believe. And the tires themselves, the back two tires, are rubber, of course, to aid in his pullback feature. Got the Leakless logo back there, and an inverted version of that back here, where now the Leakless logo is in a yellow splatter, whereas the rest of him is painted black. Of course, the opposite of what's on the sides of George. And he also doesn't have his rookie stripes, which is interesting. He just has one rookie stripe here. I wonder which one is accurate. So, of course, I'm going to assume it's what Mattel did, because all of the other next gens have those two stripes. Definitely odd that George only has one. Weird. There's a look at the other side of him, and there is a look at his base. Now, let's take this guy out for a drive. And when I say out for a drive, I don't mean physically out, because, as you can see, there's a good 20 inches of snow outside. Instead, we will, of course, be taking George for a trip down the hallway, where he will try to hit or target that Captain America pillow. The thing with George, though, I don't know, he seems kind of weird to rev. He seems, like, harder to rev than usual. He really isn't, like, keeping as long of a rev. Alright, see how he does. Try to line it up. Not bad. As per usual, he sort of veered off to the left. I don't know if that's the car itself or how I angled it, but I'd assume it's probably how I angled it. But he ended up sort of curving towards the right and eventually landed down here with just a little bit of power left in him. Yeah, he definitely doesn't hold as much power as some of the other cars, which is definitely pretty interesting. We'll take him for another drive here. Ooh. Alright. Well, didn't really crash or anything, so he shouldn't have any damage. Yeah, he's looking good. Alright. Obviously, he missed the pillow by quite a bit. He didn't even land on the blanket, but there you go. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.